Hello and welcome to Code with Vinay. Today we'll again be exploring a fascinating aspect of programming in Java, that is recursion. We'll write a simple and yet powerful program that finds the sum of digits of a given number recursively. At the heart of our program lies the sum of digit method, a recursive method that continually calls itself to break down the problem into smaller, more manageable pieces. Now, before we move further, I would like to emphasize that I have previously created a detailed video on recursion. For those interested, you can find the link to that video in the description below. It's a great resource to complement what we are going to learn today. In recursion, two things are crucial: the recursive step and the base condition. The recursive step in our function is where we call sum of digits within itself, each time with a smaller part of the original number, effectively peeling off the last digit. This is how we break down the problem. Then we have our base condition, the scenario where the recursion stops. For us, it's when the number has no more digits left to add, which in numerical terms is when n becomes 0. By understanding and applying these key concepts, that is, the recursive step and the base condition, we'll harness the power of recursion to elegantly solve our problem. Let's dive into the code and see recursion in action. First, we'll set up our class recursive sum of digits, and this will be our playground for today. Now let's dive into our main method. This is where our program execution begins. To read the input from the user, we'll use a scanner object and we'll call it in. Remember, to use scanner, we need to import it from java.util package, which I've already done at the top. Now let's prompt the user to enter a number. So we'll say system.out.println, enter a number. Then we'll accept the user's input into the variable number, and for that we'll say int number is equal to in dot next int. Now we'll call our recursive function sum of digits and print out the result. And for that I'll say int result is equal to sum of digits, and then I'll pass on the number, that is number. This function sum of digits doesn't exist yet, but don't worry, we'll write it out next. Time to focus on the star of the show, our sum of digits method. This method will recursively break down the number and add all its digits. So let's define the method. We'll say public static int sum of digits, and then we'll accept our argument n. The base case is crucial in recursion. For us, it's when n is 0. So we'll check. If n equals 0, we'll return 0. The idea behind this is that we have broken down the entire number, so we return 0. Now we have reached the point where the magic happens. We'll return the last digit of n plus the sum of remaining digits. So the last digit is n modulus 10. So we'll write n modulus 10, and to it we'll add the remaining digits, and for that we'll call the recursive method again, and instead of n we'll pass the remaining digits, that is n by 10. And last but not the least, we have to display the answer, and for that we'll say system.out.println sum of digits, and that will be followed by a colon, followed by a space, followed by the result. And finally, we'll close the scanner object to avoid memory leaks. So in dot close. And I would like to emphasize that our assumption over here is that the number entered will be positive. So let's execute this program and see what happens. And for that, I'll go to the top, I'll say run Java, and then we'll give some input. So for this, I'll enter 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer should be 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. So There we are getting the answer 10. And there you have it, a simple yet powerful example of recursion in Java. By breaking down the problem and calling the function within itself, we have elegantly solved the problem. I encourage you to run this code, play with it, and see what happens when you input different numbers. Until next time, keep coding, keep exploring. Happy coding. Your feedback is valuable to me. I want to make sure that my videos are clear and helpful. You can follow me on the internet on any one or all of these channels.